to the Western Cape, where the Klawer man who claims he killed people and was involved in a satanic cult is back in court. Daniel Smith admitted to chopping up the body of 13-year-old Jerobian van Wyk earlier this year. The boy's body parts were found in Smith's yard after the teenager went missing. The 56-year-old says he's committed at least 4 other murders. ENCA's Ronald Masinda joins us now from the Klawer Magistrates Court in the Western Cape. Ronald, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I can hear it's pretty loud, but maybe you just want to recap for us a little bit before we talk about what we will expect in court today.
Well, good morning, Tony. Well, a large crowd has already gathered outside of the Klawer court. They are calling for justice for Jerobian van Wyk, and they are here to support Jerobian van Wyk's family. And as you can see in the background, among those who have packed outside court are religious leaders. They are here sending messages of prayer to the family, just to bring the viewers up to speed on the events that have unfolded here. It was actually early in February when Jerobian van Wyk went missing. His body, or his dismembered body, was found 2 days later in the yard of Daniel Smith. We do know that according to Smith's defense team, that he has admitted to the crime and at least 4 other murders. The Smith's team has been quick to say that this was not a racially motivated killing and that he has had a history of joining an occult. We are joined now by the ward councillor, Mr. Jan Koopman, to tell us more. Jan, thank you so much for your time. I know that part of the investigations, many people have been blaming the police. What is the current situation now?
Current situation now is, and we have also working now together as leaders of the community, investigate on that cause, on the case with the police, what was the actual cause, and so far the case is not really, the investigation has not been solved yet, but we have tried to put measurements in place, and then the station commander has been resigned, as we know, so there's a cluster commander that has been acting and a deputy cluster been here in the station.
Right. Talk us through about the investigations, because there were concerns that the crime scene, it could have been tampered during the time, and that because the last time Mr. Smith arrived in court, it was early in February, it was further investigations had to take place. There were concerns, however, that there could also be possibly other bodies in his yard. Tell us more. What have investigations said?
As far I have not onto it, but they was still searching for body parts at the house. There was a lot of reporters here come to the house, visit the house, and looking for some evidence, but so far the case is so close, that we never get any info further on, and nobody wants to speak to us, and as community leaders, and we have to work through the attorney or the investigators to get us more info, and so on that part, and we are still in the dark about what's happening.
Just in closing, how is Mr. Smith remembered in this community?
Mr. Smith remembered since his last appearance here, and he was taken to prison in Varensdorp, and that was a quite quiet feeling now up until today, and so they never want to. His neighbors don't want to speak to the press and someone, so we got no more info is what we got here, and then as a community, and then.
All right, Tony, well, that's the situation here, but what we are expecting as well is to hear more from the attorney. We are possibly going to hear more confessions made by Mr. Smith, who has confessed to his attorney that he was involved in several other crimes. We are told the last time we were here in early February that he had admitted to being part of an occult that was living perhaps at the time in Sea Point, and that during their practices, their satanic rituals, often there was quotes that were made that they often will kill black cats and drink the blood of the cats. So we are hoping to perhaps maybe get more information as this case unfolds. We do know that it was further investigations took place. Mr. Smith, however, we've been told that he was also a person who was struggling to cope while he was in the holding cells. He was also admitted in hospital. He went on a hunger strike, as we were told last time, but the attorney, Mrs. Human, had told us also during that time that he has urged the police to ensure that this man is alone in a cell and not with other prisoners, fearing that he might also attack those who are also in these holding cells. But what we are seeing also, Tony, is that there's quite a heavy police presence because there were very ugly scenes the last time here as the police and the protesters clashed. Many people saying that they want justice. This thing has happened several times where kids have gone missing in these small communities, only for their bodies to be found in open fields. So they're saying that they've had enough, and they're hoping to hear more confessions from Mr. Smith to possibly find or maybe connect the dots as to how other people who went missing could possibly be found and their remains be found if indeed Mr. Smith was involved in other crimes in this area.
Ronald Masinda, thank you so much for your reporting. It's a bizarre and very sad and concerning case.